The affair between Margaret Reder and Johann Strydom went on for about 2 years, up until 1957. And during this time, the more hot and heavy Johann and Margaret became, the more hostile Margaret and Ben became. It got so terrible between Ben and Margaret that they started sleeping in separate bedrooms. I'm sure this really suited Margaret well, because then she could go on with Johann in whichever way she wanted. She made life a living hell for Ben, accusing him of having affairs, constantly reminding him about him drinking, about how terrible his children are, while on the other hand having this affair with Johann. She even told Johann one day that she made Ben sandwiches for work with arsenic poison on it. She trusted this Johann to tell him that she tried to poison her husband. Well, luckily at that time, Ben smelled the sandwiches and it smelled funny, and he just threw it away. So nothing happened. Johann knew all of this and he just kept quiet. I don't know if he was scared. I mean, he was 22 years old. He was living in these people's home, but he never said anything to anyone. And a few weeks before Ben's death, Johann broke off the relationship between him and Margaret. I don't know what was said between the two, but I can only think it was something like Johann was tired of this running behind Ben's back. He was tired of keeping everything a secret. He lives in Ben's house. He possibly respected Ben. And I can just imagine, said to her, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I cannot do this while you are married to Ben. So this is just my opinion, gathering from what was said in court. And I think that is what triggered Margaret. The next part is where we get to 2 weeks before Ben's tragic and agonizing death. On the 27th of April 1957, Margaret Reder walked almost 3 kilometers to a pharmacy in Kempston Road in Port Elizabeth. She had to go to the counter because it wasn't just readily available, but she went up to the counter and asked the owner of the pharmacy, Mr. Redhouse, if she can please buy a bottle of Ant-Exit ant killer. Mr. Redhouse, of course, handed her this poison and warned her and said to her, this is an extremely dangerous poison, that she must please keep it away from pets and small children.